I see these. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
Like the last one. No sign of the morph, though.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Kaiser, close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot. Get down there and collect as many as you can.
samples collected.
All right. Now hand those over to Kaiser, and let's get out of here.
Samples secure.
Nice work. No. Earlier scan picked up a valid Terramorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
We've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londonian. Real marvel. All these leeches. What's that? My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, have you seen this? Leeches are Terramorphs.
But no, it can't be true. Heat leeches are everywhere. They live everywhere. That means Terramorphs. Oh my God.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a Terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby Terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how Terramorphs move between planets. Pretty major is right. But if what we just saw, if that's possible, the Lazarus plant, it's clearly an accelerant for the Terramorph, a heat leech transformation process. Make one into the other in an instant. But that means you could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like New Atlantis. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, could someone have set that up? But first, you'd have to know the truth.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it.
We may proceed.
Go!
from the New Atlantis and Tau Ceti attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here? Exactly. Someone saw
A bioweapon no one would recognize as one.
sort of thing that'll keep you up at night. And the sort of thing whoever did this probably didn't expect us to make some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test, someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one, it couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the these attacks. I think someone planned them to set all this in motion. They certainly were. But having this answer, well, it raises a couple big questions. Who could pull something like this off? And why?
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks, human cause or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport?
The entrance is this way. I am unable to provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that. Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Sanon, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the trips that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties? Yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk.
You some kind of an acrobat.
Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terramorphs and all this a secret. He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon. He killed those people.
Wrong. I was a commander. I've been in tough situations, and nothing would...
He decided to sentence his own soldiers to death. What kind of command? But I guess that's just another part of his... Only he didn't succeed. Now someone else knows about the Lazarus. Now's not the time to joke like that, all right? No. That's They faked his death? My entire unit, they threw us all to the wolves, but kept him? What was so important that they had to keep him? Oh, they certainly picked an expert, didn't they?
He's alive. Victus is still alive. I don't care if they're using him to solve world hunger. The man is a criminal.
I guess it makes sense, though, doesn't it? The UC of that era only created me because they were afraid of a world without Victus in command. As long as I live, I'll never understand the loyalty that old bastard elicited. But wait, if my father's alive and knew about the Lazarus plant, what do you think? And even if he wasn't directly involved, I guarantee he knows something.
So you're telling us that the attack on New Atlantis was Victus's responsibility, just like the loss of Londinium? That's insane.
But I guess we're not getting any more answers right now. Come on. Kaiser, try it now.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled. What is that?
That thing is putting out some kind of signal. Radar's lighting up. I think you're due for some company.
Stop! Stop! Don't shoot! We're friendly!
The signal that thing's putting out to call in those creatures, I think I can nullify it. There should be some
They're not coming after us. I guess we should grab that sample while we can. Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon. Look at all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion. Ah, best place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vay Victus knew about this damn plan?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
I'm sorry, what? She's pulling my leg, right? Adrian?
I don't believe she is.
So that means we have a
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain. Percival and we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the Terramorphs. But Vay Victus is the only solid lead we've got on the Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up anything he might know. Whatever you can turn up is more than we have now. We'll all meet back at Mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything we've uncovered here. Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with him.
Visiting the Londonian mass left me with a longing for Nero.
ahead. Hey, write it down so I can carry a copy with me.
I'll copy down too. You know how you lose things. I still don't know how you lost that picture of Nibbles the comet-eating bunny.
Liftoff complete. Let's go.
And we are now in stable orbit. No matter how many times we jump, it
Be advised,
never
you are
gets old.
entering United Colony space. Please maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Be advised, you have been identified as a known criminal. Respond immediately, or we will be forced to open fire.
City, isn't it? There's nowhere else like it in the galaxy.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep them. Okay.
I asked my boss what they're doing to stop the new alien. Tags.
I have a feeling today's going to be a great day. Don't you agree?
Authorized personnel. Your friend doesn't stay here.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? How could you know? You're telling the truth, aren't you? You want to hear the words then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it. use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. Not a bad thought. But no. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londonian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. Easy to say now, but at the time, I didn't know the Lazarus plant couldn't be plucked from the ground and used to cause even more death. I wasn't going to allow another dangerous variable to be added to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, and what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. Though now, there are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all... It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found them. And look at the results. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. I'm simply looking for you. And let's not forget the importance of our eliminating the Terramorphs, securing knowledge of the Lazarus. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the cabinet. All I ask is that you confirm as much. After all, I do still have a long list of threats. Splendid. Then I won't keep you.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant? I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything did more harm to the Sanan name than him.
So you're telling us that the attack on New Atlantis was vague? All that? Just to help restore the family?
Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't... I'm sure he did. But he killed dozens of people. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Unless there was more to discuss, this might be our last opportunity to talk. It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But if you're really that concerned, you could request they be lenient. Then here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
My God.
An attack? Using Terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
Orlays? It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use Terramorphs as weapons.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state... Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling. Considering Francois said, you have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed. A Terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this. And said no.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain?
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little...
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vayvictus sooner. I'm not sure I see why someone with UC blood on their hands would merit leniency. But I will note your request when the decision is made. Now, with our villain unmasked, with the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinion.
A sound decision, Madam President. Tell the Freestar Collective? Why? So they have another tool to utilize against us?
I'm in agreement.
Indeed. Open relations at this point would be critical towards maintaining peace.
That is an interesting idea. A grand gesture.
So, you want us to make nice with the collective by sharing our state?
No, I want us to display plainly the UC's actual intentions, that the plant will never be used as a weapon again.
That does sound worthwhile, Chief Kulkarni. Very well. We'll get the collective involved in the management. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group is similarly split. Only the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied genetics. The science division is in full agreement.
I doubt there's another body in the galaxy that could pull it off.
Absolutely correct. There are no better hands in the galaxy for this project than ours.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the Captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward. Plus, on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, this meeting is adjourned.
I have something I need to discuss with you. I'm not very comfortable heading into Mast. But don't worry. I'll try and keep my complaints to a minimum.
I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain. No need to thank me. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and service, and the credits should be in your accounts. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate. But with all that squared, it's time to get... There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot... Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terror. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples. Any of those missions call to you? Suppose that's true. Transferring that to you... Done. Report says ships at these coordinates fired on United Colonies craft. You're cleared to use lethal force if necessary. Sounds like spacers tried scrapping some ships, with their pilots still in them. Go show them the error of their ways.